BEATDOWN investigation into the death of an inmate at a New York prison. The state attorney general's office releasing body camera footage today showing the beating that is being blamed for his death.
Fox 8's Morgan McKay has been reviewing the incident. She joins us live from the newsroom. Morgan, more than a dozen correction officers were involved in this.
Bianca, Natasha, it's a tough video to watch. Robert Brooks died shortly after this alleged assault. His family has seen the video.
I love when they do that sometimes. I'm sorry to pause in the beginning, but alleged assault?
It's not alleged if you have video.
After this video, go and look up the full video, because obviously I'm not going to be able to show it here because it's
or look
graphic.
up the word alleged.
But look up the video. Like, it's not alleged. They beat a handcuffed suspect.
If y'all having trouble what that means, look it up.
The body camera footage. Fox 5 has decided to only show images of part of this alleged beating. These videos are shocking and disturbing, and I advise all to take appropriate care before choosing to watch them. The state attorney general's office released this footage recorded on body cameras worn by 4 correctional officers at the Marcy Correctional Facility in central New York. These videos, which have no audio, show Robert Brooks being carried into the infirmary by correctional officers. Brooks's hands are handcuffed behind his back when officers start punching him. They then hoist him up by his neck very forcefully, and one officer starts to smack Brooks with a shoe.
So before we even continue, is there any way to justify that? Like, the police just gather up in a group of fucking 10 people, take a motherfucker into an infirmary and beat him to death while handcuffed? These are the people Donald Trump want to give immunity to.
Yeah.
You gotta be fucking kidding me, huh? They should fucking give you motherfuckers 30 years for this shit. Jesus,
one officer then used his
foot
to kick and pin down
Look
Brooks.
at him, pussy.
Another officer punched Brooks in his upper body.
Oh my goodness.
And one of the officers again punched Brooks while handcuffed. At one point, Brooks was sat up with his face bloodied, and an officer punched him again.
Like, what could be the justification for doing something like this? A group of you motherfuckers beating a guy while handcuffed. What could be the justification for this? I'm sure they're going to go to do a trial and plead not guilty. What the fuck are you about to say? What's the reason for any of this shit? Like, I never understood that. The police love hitting handcuffed or restrained suspects. They love doing that shit. I've seen motherfuckers be seated on the curb, cops push them over. Like, what are you doing? I'm telling you, every time the police come into contact with people, it's like you don't know whether this motherfucker is today's the day that he's about to go on a power trip.
Yeah.
Like, this shit is disgusting. And go ahead.
Let's not forget, like, cops are humans. They have vices too. Some of them might be on drugs, drinking, alcoholic. Yeah. Because of the stress of the job, they're trying to cope with life and everything else like that. So you have raged fucking cops who are pissed off or annoyed with their job because it's hard and everything else like that. So they go in
this ain't the
ready
reason.
to just go berserk on somebody because of whatever.
But this ain't even that. This is a group of them getting together and conspiring to beat and kill this man. That don't even sound like I had a bad day at work or my wife yelled at me. That sounds like I'm a fucking criminal and I need to go to prison. Well, that's what it sounds like.
They're around prison people, so
Brooks
it gets
was
tough.
then pulled up by his collar and
this
forced to the wall. The next part of the video, which we're not showing due to its graphic nature, shows Brooks being carried back to the table seemingly unconscious. Brooks died the following morning at a Utica hospital. No charges have been filed yet, but the incident is being investigated by several agencies. In court filings this week, state police investigators said that preliminary findings from the medical examiner's office showed asphyxia as a possible cause of death.
Bruh, I hate this. We gotta check all the evidence. It's like, we don't have to check anything. If a video of me and 10 people beating a handcuffed person who later dies is sent to the police, they will be at my house within minutes to take me to prison. There will be no... The video itself is probable cause to charge every last one of you with an intentional killing. With first or second degree murder. Every last one of you. So the fact that we gotta go through all this bullshit, the union can't save you. Nothing can save you from that. There is no requirement that the police go through the internal procedures regarding whether you're suspended on leave or blah, 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 all that other shit before formal charges are filed. That's not necessary. At the moment the video is seen, they all should be charged with a crime. All that, you're on leave, you're fired, that can be done afterwards.
Yeah.
But you should be immediately charged.
You're a threat to the
you're a criminal!
You're a threat to the public because of the fact that you are abusing your authority to the prisoners or anybody who's brought in. And that's not how they are conducting this. Like, they have to be able to live in order to see everything.
Not every video requires additional corroboration to figure out what happened. Some videos speak for themselves, like this one. There's no other information that exists in the world that you could receive that would make this not a criminal offense. Nothing. Like, I'll tell you what, there is one thing. If this and still probably, you still go to jail. If this nigga is a terrorist and he's got the codes for the nuclear weapon about to go off in Washington, you still might get charged with a crime for doing this. Because you're not allowed to torture a suspect in order to get fucking information. So, there's no set of circumstances under which this could be legal. Even if he lived, it's still no difference. It's still a gang assault. There's of a restrained prisoner. That's insane. Abuse of a ward. Because you're correction officers. There's no scenario. So I don't comprehend how any time could pass from when the other police see this video. How do I see it before you get arrested? That's what I want to know. Right. Make that shit make sense to me. How do I see this video on Fox 5 before you niggas get taken to jail? How does that make sense to me?
Governor Kathy Hochul said she was outraged and horrified after seeing the video and ordered the Department of Corrections to fire the 14 employees who allegedly participated.
14 believed to have participated. 13 of those have been suspended without pay, and one of them resigned. Suspended without pay? I mean, I guess that's the procedure, but my question is still, how are you not arrested? How are you not arrested?
What's the point of suspension without pay? You might as well just fire them because guess what?
No, that's part. Maybe that's part of the procedures and the due process they have to get before getting fired, right? As a government employee, it could be some shit they got to go through before actually firing them. That's fine, but
I'm just saying.
But how are they walking? I don't care about that. How are they walking around?
Yeah.
How are you walking around? They should have put cuffs on you the same day they saw this. Kathy Hochul should have told the police, arrest them now, today. You have probable cause to believe they did the murder. There's no other information you need. What are you talking about? We need to see what else. There's nothing else, nigga. Take them to jail.
A person for the department said that 13 of those involved have been suspended without pay and one resigned. Brooks was serving a 12-year sentence after being convicted of first-degree assault for stabbing a former girlfriend. Reverend Al Sharpton commended Hochul's swift action, but the incident sparked outrage among many elected officials and criminal justice advocates.
It's shocking, it shouldn't be, but it's just the manner,
the manner and disregard of human life.
Yeah. The way in which they did not care. They did exactly what they wanted to do without a care in the world.
Now, the New York State Correctional Officers and Police Benevolent Association, the union which represents most of those allegedly in the video, says they do not condone the actions taken in the footage, but will be upholding its obligation to represent its members. Natasha and Bianca.
No, the union does what it does, but that's just, hey, nah, man. And looking at this shit, it's like,
it's horrifying.
And it ain't it always a bunch of white officers? Ain't any black officers in there beating this motherfucker? Ain't it always a group of white officers? You can say what you want. I don't give a fuck. Like, why is it always a group of white officers that decide to do shit like this to a black person? It's always this, bro. Like, you want to argue, the police are not. It's always this shit. Oh, it's only a few bad apples. How do all the bad apples get together like that? Huh? Nasty work. Miss me with the bullshit. These motherfuckers should have been in prison well before we ever saw this video. The fact that I'm not hearing about charges yet is crazy to me. Everybody in that video needs to be charged with first-degree murder.
Needs to be cuffed and in jail.
Well, shit. That's what the law say. You know what I would do.
Yes.
Go ahead and wheel the guillotine out, because it seems to me that we got a fucking problem here. And they don't need a trial. What fucking trial? I see all the evidence here. You're guilty. I don't need any other information. You're fucking guilty.
We got it.
You beat and choked a nigga, hit him with shoes, kicked him, all while he's fucking restrained. You're guilty. So you need to go to jail. He died. As far as I'm concerned, I might even charge it as a first-degree murder and go for a capital crime, bro. You need to get the death penalty. This is New York, though. Death penalty moratorium. You lucky. You lucky you can't. Because it's the death penalty you need. Miss me. I don't care. Hang all of them.